Hey guys, got another video coming back at you guys again. You may have seen I dropped just recently this video of the IPS BWs, but I wanted to actually drop another video of another IPS product that I picked up at the same time, and that is this IPS LWD 165. And I like how they like to always throw these little placards in here with all this information. Up to 30%. Well, overall jaw opening is going to be 38 millimeters. There are 4 positions to this jaw set. And unlike this set, I actually like that on the face here, IPS actually laser etched instead of put a sticker. So if you look closely, you could see that it says IPS LWD 165 made in Japan. So they obviously are made in Japan. And it looks like they put the manufacturer year 23 and 0. I believe that's correct. I don't see it. They usually stamp it on the body. In this case, they actually put them right here, 22. So this is a newer set made in 2023 than this 2022s. Now, as far as design and structure, I mean, much the same. You're talking about a nickel chrome plate. It does not have the comfort grip like these IPSs do. These are going to be just your bare handle, although they do have some reliefs that are built into this forging that allow you to hold on and not feel necessarily those sharper edges that do rise up out of the pliers themselves. Now this this jaw is going to be reminiscent of some other ones you guys have seen, right? Is this going to be kind of your S shape or a sort of Z shape? But this is going to be very similar to Knipex, as they have a similar design to their jaw. Now this is machined down on this side and that side. The rest of the forging is actually clean. I don't see much, if any, extra machine work done to it. So it's a pretty clean job. It is fairly true. We'll get to this part here in just a second. But the jaw, much like these other IPSs, is part of the forging. So there's no extra machine work that goes in after the fact. You can kind of see the grainy look to it. But it does change in density of the teeth, right? Much narrower here and smaller, where it goes larger and through. And, I mean, if you're grabbing you're grabbing some fasteners, right, that helps it to drop inside there. Now, obviously, you'll open up more to get yourself the best chance of reaching the flats. This isn't a perfect science. In this case, that far corner is not reaching, but these two and that third one are, so that's a good design. Whereas if you go back down to the smaller, I want to say 10 millimeter, it does a pretty good job. Right, 10 millimeter, awesome on the flats, but your hand is pretty far open in that case. So not super, super awesome. But it does have some wire cutters here as well. Those do a fine job. They work. But overall, this is a small design. And that IPS, the LWD 165, that refers to the overall length in millimeters, so 165. Me personally, I gave these a shot because I prefer 200 millimeter. They do make a 190 and a 230 millimeter, but the price for those is more than double for the price of this one. This one comes in right around, I want to say $20 to $25, so much the same as the price of this. Whereas if you want the larger 190 or 230 millimeter, those are right at $49, $50 currently. Now those prices can change depending on if you're purchasing through Amazon Japan. I was just looking at the US counterpart for those. So, and then it's also worth noting here, there's actually a safety here, so it doesn't allow you to go any further and pinch your hands in between. Now, part of the reason why I bought these is actually the ability to almost carry these as like an EDC. Right, they're small enough for your hand, but really close at jabbing you in the backside of your hand here, and that is where you have a flat screwdriver. Or maybe you want to use it as a pry bar, or what have you. Right, you have the ability to use this however you need, right, to maneuver stuff. And here's the case of a flathead screw. It works just like a screwdriver in a pinch, and you can even leave it fully closed. You see, as such, you just turn it, right, or open it up wide, and then you kind of have like a T handle. So it gives you actually quite a bit of unique flexibility, But I will say, in this size, that corner has jabbed me in my hand more than once, especially if you're coming laying back here further to try to get a little bit more compressive grip on a fastener. That bad boy right there just likes to get you right in the palm of your hand. So if you choke up, I think you'll be fine. But it's right there in the spot where my bigger meaty hands, they just don't like the shorter size. So if I did do it again, I'd probably pick a 190 or maybe the 230 just to have my hands have a little bit more freedom. But I will say this is much smaller and easier to throw in a bag or to carry around because it is such a small plier. Now you do have a lanyard here, so you want to tie it off onto something so you don't lose it. I know the Japanese are very, very keen on lanyards. They put a lot of them on their tools. This one has actually a fairly large eyelet too, so that is nice. And it is also adjustable too, so as this wears in or wears out, you have the ability to finite tighten it. As it comes right now, it is pretty tight already, so no complaints there. Hardness is going to be actually, I think it's exactly the same as this IPS. Hardness of the steel, because this is chrome vanadium once again, so great steel. It's going to come around 44 to 52. Again, a really wide spectrum. I like to see those tolerances closer. So 44 to 52, pretty decent spot to be. Ideally, I'd like to be on the upper end, but apparently they allow some pretty wide tolerances. So, and here's the other sizes you guys could see here. So we got the 165, maximum jaw opening 38, the 190 it goes to 45, and the 230 goes to 50 millimeters. So, and there's your overall lengths on the bottom. I think this is the size of material you could cut, if I recall correctly. So, anyways, good set of pliers. I mean, for price $20, would I pick them over these Tsunodas? If you haven't seen the video, please watch it. I really like these pliers. There's a lot of value in these. Tsunodas are $17. These are $21, I think, right now on Amazon. So, all day long this. But this is a unique feature, you know, it has some kind of interesting stuff going on to it. And if you got a couple extra bucks, you want to try something a little bit different that isn't really around there. I mean, there's a couple of manufacturers that use this same type of screwdriver end out there. IPS isn't the only one. But I feel like only the Japanese really dive into these unique, special tools that fall in this category. So, anyways, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. What would you pick amongst the three? And would you add this one to your toolbox? Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging in there. Please like, please subscribe. I'll keep the videos coming. All right.